Lust doesn't chase the broken, it hunts the anointed. It doesn't chase you because you're weak. It chases you because you're dangerous. If you feel like you're fighting a private war against desires that seem bigger than your prayers, it's not about moral failure. It's about spiritual duty. Those whom God has marked, Satan targets with precision. The burden you carry in the spiritual realm creates pressure in the natural realm. And lust, make no mistake, is not just about sex. It's about destruction. The enemy doesn't want your pleasure, he wants your purpose. And if he can't kill your calling, he'll distract your soul with cravings that will rot the very roots of your authority. Reason number 1, lust is a false anointing. It mimics what the presence of God does, intensifies desire, consumes focus, and motivates action. But instead of leading you into deeper intimacy with the Father, it drags you into a cycle of secrecy, shame, and self-reliance. That's why it feels spiritual, because it is. It's a shadow of glory, distorted. Samson didn't fall because of physical weakness. He fell because he confused desire with intimacy. And Delilah didn't just cut his hair, she broke his covenant. Judges 16:20 reminds us, he did not know that the Lord had forsaken him. That's the power of desire. It paralyzes you while it empties you. Reason 2, desire follows the called because identity is always criticized before destiny is revealed. As soon as Jesus was baptized, the heavens opened, and God the Father said, "This is my beloved Son," Matthew 3:17. And what happened next? A direct attack from Satan in the wilderness, focused on identity and desire. If you are the Son of God, Matthew 4:3. Desire asks the same question in the darkness of your loneliness. If you are truly chosen, why do you feel this way? And if you don't answer with truth, you will begin to negotiate your worth based on your weakness. Reason 3, desire is tied to isolation. When Elijah was alone in the cave, exhausted and desperate, he begged God to take his life. 1 Kings 19:4. Isolation is where perspective gets distorted. In silence, the whispers get louder. That is where desire thrives, not just in fantasy, but in a lie that no one could understand if they knew. But God didn't answer Elijah with shame. He answered with presence. Reason 4, desire grows when your spirit is about to give birth. There is always an increase in war before divine release. Moses hid himself before he was revealed. David was anointed privately long before he touched the throne. When you feel the pressure rising, when temptation seems unbearable, check the timeline. Something holy may be brewing inside you. The enemy sends false connections to corrupt what heaven is cultivating. Song of Solomon 2:15 says, "Catch us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vineyards." It's not always the obvious that destroys you. It's the subtle things that creep in when you lose focus. Reason 5, lust is attracted to spiritual authority, not because it can overpower that authority, but because if it corrupts the vessel, it confuses people. Your purity is not just about you, it is about everyone who hears your voice, watches your life, and walks in the light you carry. When lust enters the pulpit, it silences the prophetic voice. When it corrupts leadership, it disorients generations. That is why the attack is so consistent. It is a war for legacy. It is not a war for your moment, but a war for your mantle. And here is the sobering truth. The closer you get to a breakthrough, the more attractive the lure becomes. But now you know. You are not being attacked because you are broken. You are being hunted because you are chosen. And your resistance is not a matter of will. It is a matter of worship. Because worship will rearrange what lust tries to disturb. Here is the call. Arise. Guard your gates. Kill what tries to kill your anointing. You were not made to control your urges. You were made to bring glory. Hell fears the moment you remember who you are. And if you stumble, don't lie down, crawl if you must, but return to the altar, because that is where sons and daughters rise again. Prayer. Lord, I have lost my way, but today I hear your call. I don't want to spend another day in the dark. Forgive me.